Hey guys, Asher coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. Hopefully finds you all doing well. Send us some positive vibes, some love your way today, especially if you need it out there. Guys, today's going to be a great video. You are in store for a great one because honestly, ever since I started another YouTube channel for Raid Shadow Legends, Raid Shadow Legends Champion Guides, man, I've really nailed the creativity on these channel names, huh? We got Ash, Raid Shadow Legends, and Raid Shadow Legends Champion Guides. Well, I guess, you know, what you see is what you get, right, on these channels. Anyway, I've been getting a ton of requests for this one champion who's a free login reward champion. She's right after Vizix. Well, I think after Vizix, it's actually Lady Quillen, if I remember correctly, who's not too bad in her own right, but then you get a legendary, and for so long, I've been sleeping on this champion. She is a Vault Lord, or was a Vault Lord for yours truly for a long time, but I have to say, man, this champion, Eryx, is really freaking cool, especially in the build that we have in store for you guys today. First of all, she's got the Smoke Monster vibes. You guys know me, I have a thing for the TV show Lost and for the Smoke Monster, man. I mean, I think the aesthetic on this champion is so freaking BA. Like, I think she's one of the coolest looking champions, honestly, in the game. She's got the crown covering over her head. She's got the smoke a la Holstring. Man, who do you guys think is the better smoke guy or gal in the game? Holstring or Eryx? Holstring's kind of cool because he doesn't look as cool to me, like, as a champion, but he has like the actual spirit, the ghost or whatever, emanating from himself. I digress. I've been getting so many requests because on that channel, I do, the way I decide the next champion guide is I listen to the audience, right? I just go through the comments and I pick a random champion who there's available content in the game for, right? So usually it's a Doom Tower secret room or, you know, a particular boss or something like that. Anyway, so many requests for Eryx. Nate says, I love the content. Would love to see an Eryx guide. She's a login reward after 2 years, but I pulled her from Ancient Shards after 120 days. I think she could help me in Doom Tower and Spider. The thing is, guys, is you can't pull her from Sacred Shards, but you can pull her from Ancient Shards, okay? We have Just Doka says, next champion guide, Eryx, login champ that you get 30 days after 270, so 300 days in. Do a video on Eryx. I got 100k HP on mine, and she will nuke harder than my Ray, says Kitty Wampus Drums. Man, a lot. Those are just a few of the comments, guys. A lot of comments. Finally, I'm like, okay, who is this Eryx, and what does she do, and why haven't I heard of her? Obviously, I've heard of her. I have her. But I never really gave her that much of a glance. I'm like, all right, another underwhelming Gerda Bogbrew type champion, you know? So first of all, again, we touched on her aesthetics, but I love them. Just side note, in case you didn't hear me the first 10 times.
Loud and clear.
Nice Revenant, for those of you who don't know the lore kind of backstory of Raid. They're like cultists, like cults, you know? And they're basically the baddest faction along with Demon Spawn in the game. They're mean to everybody. They don't get along with anybody, and they just, you know, raise and kill and ravage. They're very bad people, and she fits that aesthetic to me. She's HP-based champion, Magic Affinity. She has Deathly Arts on her A1. This is an AoE attack on her A1. So starting out pretty strong here. 35% chance of removing a random buff from each target. Not a bad A1 at all. Now, I want to skip to the A3 because she has counterattack as well on herself. So on a 3-turn cooldown, she has the big version of Ally Protect from a pretty tanky HP-based champion, right? And then she has counterattack for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown, ergo a ton of more AoE attacks with removing 1 random buff on each target every single time she counterattacks. Check out her A2, guys. We have a Thorn Chain Malaysian. Malison? Malison. Obviously, everybody knows what a Malison is. Come on, man. Duh, I'm not that big of an idiot, guys. Attacks all enemy, 3-turn cooldown, 75% chance at a stun debuff for 1 turn. Also, transfers a random buff from this champion to the target that receives a stun from this skill. So we got a self-cleanse, 75% stun, 3-turn cooldown. Now we're talking, and an AoE on the A1. I mean, that's a really interesting kit. Now, what's more is, before we get to her passive, I want to jump right to the multipliers, man, because I was like, whoa. She actually can put out some serious damage here. I want to compare her to, like, Bivald of the Thorn, because to me, he's a really good comparison. He has 2 strong AoE attacks. He's also an HP-based nuker as well. So check this out, guys. This is Bivald of the Thorn, thanks to hellhades.com here, right? So he has on his first AoE attack, on his A2, it's a 2-time hitter with a 0.15 multiplier. Sometimes, I was mentioning this the other day, sometimes HP multipliers, they're a little bit harder to kind of, I don't know, at least to me, I guess it's the decimal point, I don't know. Like, they're a little bit hard to assess. Okay, is that great or is that not great? Either way, guys, this is why we're doing the comparison. He's got 2.15, right? So you add it up, you get a 0.3. On the A3, on a 4-turn cooldown, we have a 0.25 HP, plus you get some extra damage if they're under a debuff, right? So 5% extra damage. But, you know, for the most part, 0.25. On Eric's, on her A1, which again is an AoE, now it's very comparable to Bivald's A3 ability, which is on a 4-turn cooldown, but this is just her A1. It's a 0.22 HP multiplier. It's a solid, you'll see in the video, but it's a solid damage dealing A1 ability for sure. On the A2, we're talking a 0.35 multiplier on the stun, the AoE attack with the stun. So she can, whoever it was in the comments earlier, who was it? This guy, Kitty Wampus Drumps. I mean, they were right. She smacks, deals way more damage than I was expecting. I'll be real with you guys. Passive, cynical. At first, I was cynical on this champion. Not anymore. Fills his champion's turn meter by 5% for each time an ally inflicts a critical hit. What? Fills his champion's turn meter by 5% each time an ally inflicts a critical hit? Dude, that's insane, man. There's no cooldown, right? It happens on each hit. So a champion like Bivald, again, on his double hitter, it's filling her turn meter by 10%. Every time. That's pretty crazy. And then heals his champion by 5% of their max HP every time an enemy inflicts a critical hit again. So on an enemy, we heal. On an ally, we turn meter fill. It's a really cool kit, dude. I slept on this champion so hard. Let me show you now how I have her built, because now we're going to get next level here. We're going to get next level on this champion. Sorry for the being a little bit hyperbolic here. But it's Eric's. Here she is, guys. You might be asking yourself right now, what is that artifact set?
There's something going on around here that just don't add up.
What the heck is that? Some of you may know. I haven't used it much, but I have her in, that's right, say it with me, a Provoke set. Whoa. So we have a Provoke set, which I barely ever use in this game. Very few champions that I run in Provoke. But to me, it makes so much sense on her, right? She's already got the stun, right, on the A2, 75%. We can bump that to an 80% with Fearsome Presence. We can also bump this to a 35% with Fearsome Presence. That's very interesting here. We have AoEs on the A1, AoEs on the A2, right? So she could be a lockdown, just S-tier control champion in this game and Provoke, I thought to myself, right? And again, we're stealing buffs for cleansing on the A1 and the A2 respectively as well. So I put her in Provoke. And keep in mind, she does require accuracy anyway on her kit for the stun and for the buff removal and whatnot. But Provoke is not going to be based on accuracy, right? This will land regardless. So a 30% chance to place a Provoke debuff for 1 turn. I have a Perception on her as well. I had her built. It's funny, I actually did a full guide on her for the other channel, but I'm not going to upload it because I thought to myself, dude, this champion is too cool, too special, and she's free to pass up on the main channel here. So I had her in Relentless in that video. But halfway through the video, I was like, you know what? I think she'd be pretty cool in Provoke too. And I decided to try her out, and I was like, wow. Like, you can't get more lockdown in terms of control for progression and dungeons and Doom Tower than Eric's in a Provoke set. I mean, it's really crazy, right? You could also run her in Stun set and get your extra chance of stun on the A1 as well, but she already has stun on the A2. Also, I kind of like the idea of Provoke on this champion, plus all those counterattacks as well, but again, you can make the same case for stun, just we have a higher chance at landing it here on Provoke. Anyway, guys, let me go through the artifacts. So the crazy thing is I only own like 8 Provoke artifacts. So they happen to be pretty good because usually, I mean, you're probably the same way as I do. My barrier of entry, if you will, my threshold for what I will keep on crappy artifact sets, it goes way up on artifact sets that I never use. So all the artifacts that I did have lying around were actually really good. So I have HP on the banner. You can go accuracy on the banner as well. I have crit damage for a little bit of damage on the amulet. I have HP on the ring. I have speed on the boots. I have HP percentage on the chest. We have crit rate on the gauntlets. We have, again, looking for accuracy, looking for speed, we have a quad roll crit rate on this helmet here. Had to take this off Turvold. Sorry, Turvold.
You ate my sandwich?
It was a simple mistake. It could happen to anyone.
Oh, really?
We don't have her glyphed up just yet, so we could definitely min-max her quite a bit more. No ascension on any of this stuff except for 1 star on the chest here. So, but that's how I have her built. The crazy thing about this champion, guys, is, you know, I'll show you, let's do the masteries together, then I'll talk about the crazy thing on this champion as I do the masteries, right? So I decided to reset the masteries and we can do them together because just talking about how special this champion is, right? So we have a big decision to make when building this champion. Because she's a great damage dealer, man. She is a great damage dealer. She out-damages all my other HP-based nukers. We're talking Magnar, we're talking Husk. I'm going to run her in dungeon with all of them, right? She out-damages them significantly when she has War Master on. I haven't tried her without War Master yet, so I'm rebuilding her. So we have a big decision. It really makes a lot of sense to go offense, to go defense, and to go to support on this champion because we could use the extra accuracy. We could come down, pick up lasting gifts, have a chance to extend the duration of the counterattack, extend the duration of the ally protect as well. So there's a lot of things we can kind of do with this champion, but I decided to forego the support tree initially and go offense and defense, come down, pick up retribution because we wanted to counterattack with all those, AoE on the A1s with the buff removal on top of that, right? But I think I'm going to sacrifice offense. I'm going to sacrifice all that damage. I still want to see what she can put out here. We have her over 100% crit rate, but I think I want to go defense and support instead for a few reasons. Let's go through them right now. So we're going to pick up Delay Death. We're also going to pick up Harvest Despair, right? So she has, of course, a 60% chance of placing a leech when placing a stun, which is great. I wish it worked with Provoke as well, right? It has everything except for Provoke almost, right? Either way, though, she has a 75% stun, so now she's just going to be adding even more to the table. She's going to be placing those leeches all the time as well. So Harvest Despair is going to be a go-to, mandatory, 100%. And then we want Retribution. We really want those counterattacks, right? So Retribution, no-brainer. I'm going to go with Fearsome Presence. Now, I want to be clear here. Personally, I would not go Fearsome Presence for an extra 5% chance if it was just for the stun. So if I was running her in Relentless as I was before, Perception, however you want to build this champion, whatever you want to put her in, so many different artifact sets. Heck, you can even go Guardian gear to have even more ally support on this champion. There's so many different ways to build her. It's just crazy because she's HP based. Heck, you could go Bulwark. You could go Bulwark. You could use her on a go second team in the arena. You could put her in a stun set, kind of like Mighty Uko for the arena, and then go down, pick up Fearsome Presence as well, and she'll be super annoying, right? So there's a lot of different ways to utilize this champion. I'm just showing you one of them, but I'm trying to talk through all of them. Sorry for the long kind of rambling here on the setup in this champion, but I think she's really cool. Definitely more than meets the eye, at least at initial glance. We could also go Selfless Defender. So like, if I was going to use her on a go second team in the arena, I would go Selfless Defender. I would probably go stun set with Fearsome Presence on this champion in the arena, right? But of course, you could go Bulwark and you could go with Selfless Defender as well and just make her like an absolute absorption machine, right? So there's a lot of options. On the support side, we are actually going to go, even though she's an HP-based champion, we could use the HP. You know what? I take it back. I am going to go with the accuracy. Just because there's a case to be made just going HP and just coming down here, pick up Exalted Death, and then come down and, still grab Swarm Smiter. But I wanted the extra accuracy because she was kind of borderline around 300 for me in the end game. So I do want to pick up, let's see, where do I want to go here from here? So she's bringing, let's do a quick count. She's bringing 1 debuff and 2 buffs on a 3-turn cooldown. And she already has that turn meter fill built into her kit anyway. So I do want to go ahead and pick up Rapid Response to get even more turn meter fill. We want to have this champion really fast so she can continue to control and do all the amazing things that she can do. I'm going to go ahead and pick up Cycle of Magic, and I'm going to come down and pick up Lasting Gifts, okay? I'll also pick up Cycle of Revenge. Again, more turn meter fill. Depending on where I want to use this champion, it could vary. Of course, these are just options, I should say, at this point. Go with what makes sense for the team that you have around this champion always. Decrease the damage this champion receives if she has the debuffs. I think I will go with... I'll go with Exalted Death. She'll be taking a little bit of damage because of the Ally Protect anyway on a 3-turn cooldown. So there we go, guys. This is an ultra uber control build on this champion. So here are our total stats here, 132, 141. Again, you can build her to be a nuker too. Build her be a nuker. I mean, she can do so many different things here. 313 is okay for where we're using her. 3,000 on the defense, which is what I aim for. And then, you know, 77k is going to be fine on the HP. Of course, we could scale that as high as we possibly wanted to. For blessings, we do have Brimstone on this champion. You know, just as much for the smite as for getting, she's 4-star ascended right now. I get the accuracy and I get 6,000 HP, 5,000 HP on the 2-star ascension. That's really valuable just for the stats alone, but think of all the damage too, especially if you use this champion in Hydra. So there we go. And in Hydra, you know, she can play some provokes for you as well. A good backup provoker. Not dependable at a 35% chance, given that we have Fearsome Presence on her. But okay, guys, we've done enough talking about this champion. God, Ash, I felt like that was so long.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and try her out first in Doom Tower, guys. I'm very curious. So, we have her in Secret Room 10 right now. We have her with Husk, with Skaramis, with Bivald. Let me just see what he has. I know that Husk and Skaramis. Okay, he has crit damage on his gauntlets too. So, Bivald of the Thorn, Husk, not Skaramis, I don't think. But Husk and Bivald have crit damage, not Skaramis, on their gauntlets, right? So they're built out to be all-out nukers. She is not. She's built to be control. I want to compare the damage here, so let's go ahead and see. And you're going to see her just lock everybody down. It's going to be insane, okay? So here she goes. That's her A2.
I think there's been some confusion.
I'm sorry. Wait. There she is. There she goes. So she landed a bunch of stuns, she did some damage, but really everybody's, you know, laying all their provokes and their stuns in, right? Oh my god, they're going down fast here. They're going down fast, man. I feel like I should take out maybe a couple of these champions, but I do want to keep them in just to do a damage check on her, right? Because I'll tell you the results. When I did this when she was in War Master. The only difference about her was she had War Master instead of the support tree, and she went down on tier 5 to Retribution on the defense tree. So, you know, I say okay, this is her, that was her counterattack, obviously, and her ally protect. I want to see what she's doing for damage here on the, and of course, the synergy between the provoke set and the counterattack is beautiful, right? Because she's going to be counterattacking all the time. It's a really cool idea to put her, because of that counterattack, especially. Should have mentioned that at the top. That's what makes her really just amazing for the provoke set. Okay, come on, man. Come on. Let's slow it. Let's speed it up, not slow it down. So when I did this with all the offensive masteries, not just War Master, but of course, that was our tier 6 option, she scored 780,000 damage here. This is kind of annoying that we're going against Black Knight here, but okay, she scored 780,000, and the second most was like 350,000. That's insane, man. It's insane stuff. There she goes with her A2, doing some decent damage there. She's gonna come back around here. It is kind of messing me up that Skaramis is on the same team with Provoke as well. He's kind of hogging the Provoke a little bit, right? She comes in there again, though. She's landing a Provoke or two every single time she does an AoE with the A1 or the A2. That was a big hit from Bivald, and then she goes in again, lands another Provoke. Not that we needed it, but here we go. Let's check her damage here, guys. Again, I mean, listen, it's a lot closer this time, but she's still not with crit damage gauntlets. I want to be very clear here. Not like Bivald is, not like Husk. I mean, Husk, what are you doing, man?
I don't like going out. I just don't.
Not like Husk is, right? She's just dealing some big damage. This is not, I repeat for the 5th time, this is not a nuker build. Granted, she does have the smite, but still, I mean, that's really incredible stuff there, compared to somebody who does have War Master in Bivald of the Thorn, who does, you know, he's +1 ascended. I think he has Brimstone as well, granted a 1-star. So I just want to say that, man, I was shocked by this damage considering how much control, and she's not even in a damage build. Really cool stuff here, guys. I'm going to go ahead and run her. I'm not going to do a whole Hydra clan boss run because I got the little guy actually staring at me here in the office. What's up, Bubba? Want to say hi? So, but I am going to do a quickie just to do a damage check, right? So let's go ahead and go, let's go Brutal. I don't want to put her on my main team. I want to get her off the main team. We'll fix that team later. I want to put her in this team. I just want to put her in there for Trunda. And I just want to see what she can do in terms of like damage and just observations from all the buff stealing and everything else she can bring to the table here. So let's see what we got. So we get the cleanse in there from Marichka. An interesting kind of trio of nukers on this team, right? We have Eric's. She starts out with the ally protect and the counterattack. Unfortunately, a counterattack was stripped. But Krisk is cool because he can extend the duration of the counterattack as well. Not to mention the ally protect, but he has it as well in his kit. So I guess there's that. One thing this team is missing, certainly, is a more reliable cleanser or an Inquisitor Shamil or something like that. But again, it's more of just a damage check on this champion. So what I'm going to do is I am going to replace her with Bivald of the Thorn. I'm going to run them each for like 30 turns, and we're just going to see what they can do. Again, I think I should probably take... look at those counterattacks already, guys. I mean, there's no buffs to remove right now, but it's really cool stuff, right? So I'm going to go 30 turns. Then I'm going to replace her for Bivald. Again, I'm not trying to compare it because Bivald brings a lot of stuff as well, right? He brings Leech. He brings Provoke. He's a great provoker on his A1. So don't take this in any way, me comparing him to or her to him, as any sort of a shot. I love that champion, right? I'm just saying that for me, he's like a really good damage dealer. So I think it's an appropriate comparison. And she has a different skill set too. You know, she's not healing, she's not shielding, but she is bringing the all that buff steal as well as the buff removal, as well as of course all the control and waves and stuff like that we just saw. So I'll be right back, guys. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. All right, guys, here we go. 30 turns in. Let's go ahead and end the battle right now and see what we can do here. So around 8 million total damage. We just dipped over 31 turns. Eric's puts out 1.25 million damage. 1.25 million. Not bad for an ally protector and, you know, everything that she's got on her in terms of no, well, you guys already know, no War Master, etc. So 1.25, I'll be right back. All right, guys, here we go. 31 turns, end the battle. 1.25, was that what it was? We have 582 from a man, Bivald of the Thorn. Again, the damage is fairly similar across the board otherwise. So again, very, very anecdotal. Hard to say a sample size there. But what I kind of want to do, guys, before I let you go, is I want to run one more experiment. I won't make you stay with me, but I'm going to run that same dungeon in Hydra 30 turns again on Brutal. Same team. But I'm going to switch out War Master on her just to see what the damage differential is. I'll be right back. All right, guys, just to show you, these will be the new masteries here. So this is all we're switching on this champion. Eric's is just the War Master. We're still going to run her in the same exact crit damage, or crit rate rather than crit damage on the gauntlets. I'll be right back. Let's go ahead and run her and just see what the difference is. All right, guys, here we go. 30 turns. Nishak actually just died at turn 29, so that shouldn't really impact things. Let's go ahead and end the battle and see with the War Master. So with War Master, she puts out 1.25 to 2.4 million. Dude, what a beast! What a beast of a champion, man! And again, like, I just want to be very clear for you guys. I'm not trying to sit here and say that this is these quick 30 round runs in Hydra is going to be, you know, is set in stone in terms of the numbers, because of course there is some RNG involved in Smite and things like that. But I do feel like the numbers speak for themselves. I mean, this is really incredible after switching just to War Master. Imagine putting her in crit damage gauntlets as well. And I would say, I mean, it's impossible to say, but obviously some of this damage did come from the Smite as well, so keep that in mind. Results may vary. Let me go ahead and regroup this. Send her over to that same dungeon, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, here we go, here we go, here we go! We have Eric 600k, so not that massive of a difference that time. However, I will say that I have Bivald with crit damage in Relentless, and he did take a few extra turns, a lot of Relentless procs that he had. But again, apples and oranges, they're both amazing champions, but I am a huge fan of Eric's. Can you guys tell? What a beast of a champion, guys. I'm glad that you guys let me know in the comments to invest and check out this champion, because I have to say I'm impressed. If you're looking for a wave clearer, if you're looking for a control champion, go ahead and, or damage dealer as well, who's easy to keep alive, go ahead and consider this build or this champion, guys. Thanks so much for watching until the end, and as always, take care, guys.